So let's look at a little bit about what's going on in the world and some of those wolves. And now, when I say wolves, I don't necessarily want it to have a negative connotation, because the wolf can be fangs and scary, or the wolf can be a fur coat. And I'm hoping by the time you hear this, when some of these wolves come, you're seeing a coat. Your competition in the marketplace is seeing fangs, because it affects you differently. It affects your biology. It affects your psychology. Your psychology affects your behavior. Doing the right thing at the right time. Economic, inflation, interest rates going up, making it harder for some people to get credit. If there's some people say there'll be a depression, we don't know, but it could come. We know that the U.S. economy is bust and boom, boom and bust, goes through cycles. Empires go through cycles. I don't know if anyone here follows Ray Dalio, but you should as business students. And he gets into all the indicators of what's going on in an empire and where America is in the course of the flow of an empire. And his indicators are saying that we're on a decline, just as every empire for the last 500 years. Not a bad thing. Bad thing for people who aren't prepared. Environmental. We don't have to argue about what causes natural disasters, global warming, cars, but we do know that the frequency and intensity levels of destruction have gone up. Those environmental factors could affect your businesses. If you're manufacturing somewhere, it can in fact affect your employees. For me, it affected my choice to move to Texas. I moved here from DC a year and a half ago. I came to Texas to put down roots, just like my ancestors did. I'm a prodigal son. My descendants only have to deal pretty much with droughts, tornadoes, and that's it. Had I gone to Florida, they would have been dealing with hurricanes. Then there's other factors, economic, best economy, they'll have jobs. Great education, like we have here, they'll have education. So after I'm done, I'm setting up my descendants now to outperform your descendants. Societal, changes in society. We're seeing a certain population, some even say half, not trusting our judicial system and whether or not the vote was a hoax, whether it was rigged. That's a breakdown of trust in our foundation, our judicial system. We've seen violence that we don't normally see. We've seen riots. That's common. What we saw in Seattle and such, that's pretty common. It happens around the world. It's happened in U.S. history. We had LA riots, we had the Watts riots. We have riots. What we saw on January 6th was different. One, the demographic rioting was different. These are people on the right rioting. And not only did they hold up posters, or like the people on the left, they said were throwing bags of urine at the cops and soup. These guys were pepper spraying them. They're beating them with flags that said Blue Lives Matter, the cops. And they tried to stop the ratification of the vote, our democratic process, because they don't trust it. Their violence, they have accepted a new norm of violence, an acceptable way of doing and changing things. It is not democratic. Societal, I've hit on that. Personal. I had a personal hit. I got sick. I broke. But I didn't break. I like to think I immediately went into action. But you could find a lump in the shower, and you still got to go pick up the kids from school. Your business can fail. You can lose a job. The stuff I'm going to teach applies to that as well. International conflict. We just saw Russia invade a European country. Unprecedented in the last 50 years. Since World War II. We hear people in the news talking about nuclear war. We've heard about civil war. We've heard about nuclear war. We see aggression from China. As Ray Dalio shows, that is the empire that's on the rise. Aggression in South China Sea, aggression towards Taiwan. So these are real things, and they're happening in your lives, and they're going to continue to develop as you become business leaders. So these are the wolves, but in all of those, there's some opportunity, and I'm going to hit on an example